While the crypto world is glued to the daily price charts, Ripple has been quietly assembling the institutional-grade machinery that could fundamentally rewire the XRP ecosystem. This isn't about another short-term price surge. It's about a deliberate and strategic move toward real-world financial infrastructure that is methodically coming online. The narrative is shifting from speculative hype to foundational utility, and the architecture is finally locking into place. Welcome to the generational wealth community, your pathway from knowledge to legacy. For years, the story of XRP was driven by retail excitement and the promise of faster cross-border payments. But the real story, the one taking shape right now in 2026, is about a significant strategic pivot toward institutional finance. The focus has expanded from pure speculation to deep-rooted institutional adoption, regulatory compliance, and multi-chain functionality. With key regulatory hurdles being cleared, Ripple is now executing a roadmap aimed squarely at the heart of the traditional finance industry. This is about more than just speeding up payments. It's about building a compliant, private, and robust infrastructure for banks and major corporations to operate on the blockchain. This includes advanced privacy features and native lending protocols, all engineered to attract serious institutional capital, signaling its global compliance-first approach. Ripple recently secured a full electronic money institution license in Luxembourg, which allows it to provide regulated services across the entire European Union. This follows its registration as a virtual asset service provider with the Central Bank of Ireland. At the core of this institutional strategy is RLUSD, Ripple's own US dollar-pegged stablecoin. This is not just another stablecoin. It is engineered to be the lifeblood of Ripple's new ecosystem. Designed as a compliance-focused asset that institutions can trust, its primary role is to serve as a stable and reliable source of liquidity for Ripple's payment solutions and its newly launched Ripple Treasury platform. Stephen McClurg, CEO of Canary Capital, has stated he is most bullish on RLUSD, expecting its adoption to grow rapidly and potentially challenge competitors due to its strong regulatory oversight. This outlook is bolstered by Ripple's strategy to expand RLUSD's reach across multiple blockchains, including Ethereum Layer 2s, to maximize its utility and integration into the broader digital asset landscape. This is where the strategy becomes truly transformative. The XRP Ledger is evolving with protocol upgrades designed to redefine its function in institutional finance. The most significant of these is the introduction of a native lending protocol, identified as XLS66D. This is not a typical DeFi lending application. It is an institutional-grade credit market built directly into the ledger itself. The amendment entered the validator voting phase in late January 2026. It is designed to offer fixed-term, fixed-rate loans, enabling institutions to access predictable and compliant credit using assets like XRP and RLUSD, combined with new compliance tools. This positions the XRP Ledger to handle sensitive and large-scale financial operations. For the first time, major institutions can tap into on-chain yield and liquidity without the risks often associated with DeFi smart contracts. This deliberate focus on institutional DeFi could be the key to capturing a significant share of the global financial market. So, how is the market responding to these foundational developments? As of early February 2026, XRP's price has been volatile, trading in a range around $1.51 to $1.63 amid a wider market downturn. However, the more significant story is the influence of spot XRP exchange-traded funds. Since their launch, these funds have attracted cumulative net inflows of over $1.18 billion, pulling a substantial amount of XRP out of general circulation and into institutional portfolios. This emerging supply shock is a powerful market dynamic. While there have been some recent outflows, the overall trend points towards sustained institutional interest. One analyst has noted that the current price action is increasingly supported by regulated ETF volume, which could establish a higher price floor than those seen in previous speculative cycles. The narrative surrounding XRP is undergoing a fundamental transformation. The era of relying primarily on retail speculation appears to be yielding to an age of institutional utility. With the launch of the RLUSD stablecoin, the development of a native lending protocol, major regulatory victories in Europe, and powerful demand from spot ETFs, Ripple is methodically building the foundation for its next chapter. The focus is clear: to create a robust, compliant, and indispensable platform for institutional finance. The dramatic price swings will always be a part of the crypto market, but for the first time, they are being supported by measurable, institutional-grade developments that are changing the game. Subscribe for daily recaps, drop a comment on your biggest takeaway, and turn on notifications. We do a crypto news video every morning and a deep dive every afternoon. Let us know in the comments any subjects you'd like us to cover. Quick disclaimer: I'm not a licensed financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only and not financial or investment advice. Crypto is volatile. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Do your own research.